Greetings everyone and welcome back. Meet Guessatron, a pocket-sized marvel that plays 20 questions and try to guess what you were thinking. Just think of anything, a mango, a microscope, maybe even Mars, and Guessatron will interrogate your imagination one question at a time, narrowing down possibilities until it locks onto your answer. Guessatron is like the OG Akinator. You think of something and this device will guess that thing. This tiny device fit comfortably in palm of your hand. Housed in a custom designed 3D printed enclosure, it's powered by a 3.7 volt 2000 mAh LiPo cell, making it fully portable and self-sufficient. Inside, it runs a smart logic tree capable of guessing up to 70 different objects. And the best part, you can expand its database to include even more. The code, the 3D files, and the assembly instruction for this project are all included in the build guide I prepared. The link is in the video description. Guessatron is based on well-known online guessing game Akinator, which amazes players by adding AI and huge datasets to guess what they are thinking. However, I wanted to create something that seems solid, grounded, and local, rather than depending on machine learning or cloud-based intelligence. A guessing game that only uses embedded logic and doesn't use internet or artificial intelligence. Guessatron makes no claim of being intelligent, in contrast to Akinator. It isn't real-time adaptation or learning from millions of players. It does, however, provide a delightful standalone experience. An ESP32 powered guessing game that selects your object from a carefully selected library of 70 objects and processes yes-no questions. We begin the project's design or development process by first importing the 3D model of the screen into the Fusion 360, along with the model for the slide switch, lithium battery, and the switchboard with 3 push buttons. We created a shape that resembles a cuboid with rounded corners, drawing inspiration from old televisions. The ESP32 display was raised just above the switchboard's level, and we created a box-like part around it to create an illusion that the screen is positioned slightly outwards. This creates an intriguing design element and enhances the device visual appeal. Similarly, we modeled buttons that are positioned above the enclosure boundary for switch actuators. The entire design is split into 2 parts, the front and the back enclosure, shelling out both bodies, creating ribs that line up the display switchboard and even creating a holder part for the slide switch. By the way, if you're diving into plastic parts design, I strongly recommend checking out design guides from companies like DuPont, 3M, and GE Plastic. These resources offer deep insight into the entire engineering process, from proper part construction to critical factors like shrinkage, tooling, and material behavior. Studying these guides can significantly simplify the design workflow and help you avoid common pitfalls. We exported mesh file for every component after finishing the design. The front enclosure was printed in transparent PLA. The back enclosure and the switch actuators were printed using our Creality K10 Max with orange PLA. The ESP32 S3 LCD 1.69 inch is the real star of the setup. Despite its small size, it is incredibly powerful. Its dual-core Exenta LX7 processor, which can run up to 240 MHz, provides seamless performance for everything from input handling to display rendering. With it integrated Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5, we can connect without need for additional modules or complicated wiring. Memory-wise, it's stacked. 512 KB of SRAM, 384 KB of ROM, plus 8 MB of onboard PSRAM and 16 MB of external flash. This board is loaded with features that enhance our Guessatron, including a 1.69 inch capacitive LCD screen, a lithium-ion battery charging chip, and a 6-axis sensor with 3-axis accelerometer and gyroscope. You can check out more about this display from its wiki page. As for sourcing this ESP32 S3 LCD we use in our project, we got it from PCBWay's gift shop. PCBWay Gift Shop is an online marketplace where you can get a variety of electronics module and board for their genuine price. Or you could use PCBWay currency, which is called beans. You get beans after ordering something from PCBWay as reward points, or you can get them by posting any project in their PCBWay community. Over past 10 years, PCBWay has distinguished themselves by providing outstanding PCB manufacturing and assembly services, becoming a trusted partners for countless engineers and designers worldwide. You guys can check out PCBWay if you want great PCB service at an affordable rate and low price. Here's the code that we developed for this project, and it's not exactly simple. But with a solid logic table ready and help from my new friend Mr. AI, I was able to complete this project. Our game uses this logic table, and if you get hang of it, it's actually pretty easy. With 40 questions that each function as a node, I created a decision tree. There are 3 alternative answers to each question: yes, no, and sometime. It's all start with the first question: is it alive? If the user says yes, the game jumps to question 2. Is it an animal? Another yes takes us to question 5. Does it live with humans? And so on, until the system generates its best estimate. During early testing, Guessatron was able to correctly identify things like dog and laptop, demonstrating its question flow and logic tree are operating as planned. The device asks a succession of yes and no questions, and after few simple steps, it latches on the right response, making the experience feel remarkably intuitive. It feels like little magic trick to watch and makes the correct prediction, especially since the entire deduction takes place offline on a little embedded device. The current database includes 70 different objects, and branching logic is designed to guide the user through a streamlined decision path. Each guess feels earned, and the interaction is smooth when users follow the expected question flow. Nevertheless, Guessatron isn't flawless just yet. Halting problem when user deviates from the preset logic tree is one known problem. A response deviate from anticipated course could cause the device to halt or fail to come to a conclusion. This is a natural limitation of static decision tree, and we are already working on refining the code to make it more resilient and adaptive in future revision. For now, this project has been completed, and I will be revisiting this project with a new revision real soon. In addition, we appreciate PCBWay's support of this project. Visit them for a variety of PCB related services such as stencil service, PCB assembly service, as well as 3D printing services. Thanks for reaching this far, and I'll be back with a new project pretty soon. Peace out.